White Castle corner. Carlos, what are you trying to do, man? Pay attention. Oh my goodness. It's your boy Castle corner. Whew. Man, that was took me out. I was gonna talk about, I just finished work today and I'm just done. Like, I really can't do it anymore, and I don't want to sound ungrateful, because obviously there's a lot of people that would love to have like employment, whatever. A lot of people would love to have a job, but I'm really just burnt out. Like, there's no way I can do this for another, what is it, 40 years? It's impossible. I don't even know how people do it. Today we had a meeting and they're talking about a manager's tenure. She's been working at the company I work for like 20 years. It's just so embarrassing. Not embarrassing, but it's just like soul-sucking. I feel like it drains your life. There's not, like, I have nothing left when I'm done work. The only thing that gives me some type of peace and enjoyment is me actually riding. Other than that, it's like the worst. It's like torture. There's nothing gratifying about it. And the thing is, the older I get, the more I realize that no matter how hard you work, it doesn't really do anything for you. Working actually doesn't do anything. It makes no sense. And let me explain why. I know so many people that work part-time, that they get to travel more than I do. They have more free time than I do. They look like they're having so much more fun. They get to go out way more than I do. They spend more time with their friends and family more than I do, because they don't work like that. And the funny part is, we're all in the same position. Pretty much, if you're not rich, you are poor. There's like no in between. And I know some people may say, oh, well, I make 100K a year or whatever. Not me specifically, but people will say they make 100K a year, so they feel like they're middle class. You're not middle class. Let me tell you what, like, upper middle class really means. That means work is more of like a choice. Like, you have so much money stacked up, your retirement is taken care of, your house is paid off. Most people that are claiming to be middle class are still check to check. 100K a year, I think, breaks down to like, let's say $6 grand a month. No, I think it's actually like $7,000 a month after taxes, right? Something along those lines. Someone could fact check me on that. But in Canada, I think it breaks down to around 7K. A mortgage is gonna be around $3,000 a month. Then all the maintenance and fees and costs and everything to own a house, you're spending another $1,000 a month. Most people have a car payment that's, to be conservative, is around like $500 a month. So when you factor in car payment, car insurance, all of that, you're still check to check. You make $7,000 a month after tax, but your bills are also the same. Your bills are also 7K a month after tax as well. So there's no difference. You're not actually making more money. You're still poor. The thing is, you're just poor with nicer things. That's the only difference. You're poor, but you drive a Mercedes. You're not wealthy or doing really well until you don't have to answer to anybody. Until you can take a 2-week vacation and it's your choice and you don't have to answer to nobody, you're not well off. I don't care if you're a manager in a company. You're still, at the end of the day, employee number 35726. You are not special. If you drop dead tomorrow as a manager, no matter how important you think you are, your job will be posted on Kijiji by HR within 3 to 4 hours, and your desk will be replaced by somebody else, and you will never be talked about again in that company. I promise you. It's all a scam. It kind of feels like pointless. We're basically all working our butts off and giving away our lives, giving away our souls, so that a few rich people can live on a yacht and have a plane. And I'm not saying working makes no sense, because we have to work, obviously. But the point that I'm getting at is, what's the point of trying to go up in a company and climb the corporate ladder? If you make 60K a year, right? And I'll ask you this. If you make 60K a year right now, if your company was to tell you tomorrow, hey, we're changing your pay from 60K to 70K a year, would that change anything? If you can't afford a house at 60K a year, would 70K a year make you be able to afford a house? No, it wouldn't. Even if they paid you 25K a year more, 25K a year more, are you still going to be able to afford a house? No, nothing actually changes. The only time it really changes is if you're making like 200, 300,000 a year. But even then, that doesn't even matter, because it's still going to take you like 20 years to save enough to retire. Because most people that are going to make 200,000 a year, you're not going to be making 200,000 a year living like you make 60. You're going to want to travel, you're going to want to buy a bunch of nice stuff. Yeah, you're going to still be check to check, essentially. So when I look at it like that, it's like, what are we doing? What is the point of all this? There is no point of any of it. And I get, like, I obviously still work my 9 to 5. I'm trying to get out of it, but I work my 9 to 5 and I'm not going to be able to quit anytime soon. But it's literally just a circle of just nonsense. I know a girl that I have on Snapchat for years. This girl literally takes vacation, I kid you not, about 4 or 5 times a year. This girl works part-time at the airport. Now, that could be a whole nother conversation about girls selling themselves and everything. But who knows? I genuinely believe that she just puts it on credit cards and stops and just doesn't care. Me, I have a savings account. I started saving for retirement like years ago when I was like 22 or something like that. I have like that ambition to like want to retire early and everything, but it doesn't really make any sense, because the way inflation works, by the time I save $100,000 to retire, rent's gonna be like $4,000 a month. A house is gonna be $2 million. So everything I'm saving for isn't really gonna do anything. The only thing that's really gonna help is if I decide to like move to Jamaica and retire, because by the way, I'm Jamaican. He wanted me to rev it. But the only way to make a real change is if you take that money and move to a different country. If you live in Canada or the US or the UK, your money goes nowhere. Your dollar doesn't stretch. So all that money that you think you have saving for retirement really is going to mean nothing. I even heard that the CPP, which is like basically our pension fund that I've been paying into forever, is going to be completely empty by the time my generation is 65 of retirement age. So pretty much for the people that are not done working right now, or not, like if you don't retire now, or if you're my age, you're in your 20s, or even if you're in your 30s, if you aren't saving for retirement on your own and you're just thinking that the CPP is going to save you, there's going to be nothing left for you. There's literally going to be nothing left for you. I don't know what this guy's doing, but there's literally going to be nothing left. There's going to be nothing left for you. All the money that you think you have saved up and like, oh, I'm going to save for retirement and I'm getting my CPP, that's not going to help you. Think about it like this. If everything, the average cost of living right now per month to be okay to survive, you need $3,500 a month. In 40 years, you will need $5,000 a month at minimum. Unless there's something that drastic that happens and like everything gets a reset, you will not be able to afford anything unless you're rich. So I say all that to say, if you're still working, if you're working a 9 to 5, which I am and most people are, don't take it too seriously. Enjoy your life. Actually go on vacation. Use all of your PTO. Don't let anyone try to guilt you into like not using your vacation days, or guilt you into not taking sick days. Use all of that and then some. Because that, at the end of the day, your life is a finite amount of time. You don't know when it's, no one knows when it's going to end. Nobody knows if the sun will blow up tomorrow. So there's no point in stressing. Nobody knows if there's going to be a world war that breaks out and everything you've worked for will mean nothing in 2 years. You actually have no idea. So there's zero point in stressing yourself and in not actually enjoying your life. Get the fruits of your labor. Like everyone that's watching this video, please, the one thing I'll say is just please enjoy your life. Don't stress work. It will always be there tomorrow. When you're on the weekend, don't think about work. Don't even talk about work. If someone emails you after work, delete it. Just don't even acknowledge it. Literally, you have to be like, you have to quiet quit. Like, quiet quitting is like, it sounds bad, but essentially what it means is like acting your wage and doing the work that you're paid for. You don't do anything more, you don't do anything less. If it's not your job, it needs to go to the appropriate department. There's no more trying to kiss butt and trying to like get favor with managers. Forget all that, bump that. Don't do any of that anymore. Give up, just give it up. You're not gonna, it doesn't matter. When they fire people and they do massive layoffs, they don't look at it like, oh, David has been, or Johnson has been really good with the departments. He always helps out, he always stays late, we're not gonna fire him. No, what they look at it like is, okay, we need to save X amount of dollars. Who could we fire? If you happen to be a person that makes the certain amount of money that they need to let go of, you are gone. It doesn't matter. They don't care. So don't stress yourself, don't kill yourself over these jobs. It means nothing. I'm gonna end it there. I'm Cam's Corner. Don't treat me like a side chick. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.